This is a real quick video. Personal SEO teaches how to move items around inside of Divi and reorganize sites that everything is set in one section rather than multiple sections and rows. So let's get started. So go to the page that you want to edit after you log into your website. And when you find that page, go ahead and click on Edit Visual Builder. There are a couple of things that you're going to notice right away. For example, the Divi breadcrumb module increases in size dramatically versus when you are editing in the Divi builder versus when you are not. So this section you would ignore. And you'll also notice that you can't actually do anything here. The menu works the font the same, the breadcrumbs will work the same, but none of the normal Divi things will come up. But once you mouse over the image, then you will start seeing the blue section, the green row, and the gray content. This is from the picture down is the only editable spots on the page. This is created from a different page that's brought in. Okay, so when you're creating a Divi site, you tend to do sections and then you do rows. Commonly, when it's just a bunch of content and then listings on a page for real estate, or just a bunch of content and pictures, commonly you just do one section and then you see that it right here where my mouse is, you can kind of see it's still blue. This is all in one section. The problem which happens is that when you want to add something new, like for example, Gene wants to add these buttons, you can't add them where you want them because you can only add a section on top of a section. You cannot add a section on top of a row. So you can't overlap blues, but you can add as many rows as you want to a blue, and you can add as much green as you want to a blue. But once you have a blue, you can't add another blue inside of it or another section inside of it. I guess that's the best way to kind of describe it. So for example, if I grab this globally saved, which technically it's blue, if I grab this section here, the only spot that I can move it to is to the very top of the post on top of the other blue, on top of the other section. I cannot add a section within a section, but you can add rows within a section and you can add content within a section. So again, it gets a little confusing. So let's go to how to fix this issue. The only way to fix this issue, unfortunately, is actually to create another section. But with real estate sites, it's actually fairly simple because what I tend to like to do is include all of this information and the listing information into its own section anyways. So just mouse down, and you could do this at the bottom, or you could do it kind of wherever you see the blue dot, blue plus sign, but go ahead and click on that and that will automatically create a new section. So just click regular, and then you can actually just click off that to where it just sits here. There isn't a row added, nor is there anything else, but now you've created another section. So then scroll up to the top of the place that you want to add or move, which is it's this area and this row right here. I'm just going to drag this row, click and hold, and then go back down to the section I just added, and then I will be able to drop it into the section. So now you see this blue here. Now there's a row, and now there's the gray in its own section. Be aware, just like I did when you saw me move it, it's going to want to add it here. It's really difficult at times to see which section you are adding it to. If you make a mistake, again, you could just click and drag. If you added it up here, it would belong to that section. I want to make it its own section. So then just look at the gray spacing and then go ahead and drop. Worst case scenario, you just kind of have to drag and drop a little bit more to figure out where the section is. However, now that we have an item in here, it'll be easier to move the next item, which will be all of the listings. So scroll to the top of the listings, grab the row again, the entire row, click and hold, and then that will shrink and go away, and just put it under the title that was just created. Now this is in its own entire section. And as you can see, I did mess up. It dropped it before the actual keyword phrase. And again, you can just kind of adjust whichever better way you think it would be. So I'll grab this whole entire row, go to the very top of the listings, and then drop it here. So now you see that there's a blue section, and this is a blue section, and then below here is the quick search in its own section. It's a globally saved quick search, and that's why it's light gray. But now we can click and drag this and move this anywhere we want on the page or in between sections, which is right here. This is exactly where we want to move those phrases. Okay, the other thing here is that you'll notice that there's duplicate key phrasing, so I'm just going to erase this because it doesn't need to be there. Oops. Making a liar out of me. Okay, so I'm going to scroll up to the top, click over here, go back, there. And then I'm going to erase this section right here because it's a duplicate word, and hit delete a few times just to get rid of some of the extra spacing, and then hit OK. Switch this back to desktop view. Right. So then there's that. Now when you add a new section, there's going to be spacing issues. So just click and hold and kind of tighten it up just a little bit. Again, this is your preference. It's your website. So that is how to take a page that is entirely one section, make multiple section, and drag items around. So therefore, it will look a little bit better. This is exactly what Gene wants. Okay. The other item is that since this is a global item, global items only are effective when you are just editing inside of the global section. Therefore, it doesn't save where it's positioned on every single page. So on every single page that you want to use this global item, you have to put it in the position that you want, and all the content will be exactly the same. So this is Personal SEO, teaching how to create sections, move sections around, and how to adjust your website for a better look and feel. Thank you for watching, and have a good day. Oh, and remember to click on the 3 dots and then save. Have a good day.